many people assume that if you go to a Christian college, you're going there to study to become a minister. I don't think people realize that a Christian college prepares you for the world just from the view, the lens point of Christ. Getting a Christian education helped me to understand love a bit more and show that love of Christ a bit more. It was more than just getting an education to prepare me for a job. It was about creating relationships and figuring out who I was as a person while I was here. A professor was having a conversation with me one day about the necessity for realness and for talking about real people. And he asked me, why don't you write about people like the people in your neighborhood? Or why don't you write about things that are concerning you or bothering you? And at the time, a young man named Oscar Grant had recently lost his life. And I was so hurt and upset by his death and the circumstances surrounding it. And also the fact that not a lot of people seemed to care. So I wrote a short story about a boy named Khalil, who was a lot like Oscar, and a girl named Star, who went to a private school a lot like I did. And he told me, maybe you should turn this into a novel one day. That novel, years later, became my first one, The Hate U Give. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that conversation I had with him. I write books that make people uncomfortable, but honestly, as a Christian, I feel like that's what I'm called to do. I'm not called to be comfortable. Even when other Christians question it, even when I get the critics because of maybe the language in my book, this or that, at the end of the day, I know who I am in Christ, and I know what I'm called to do. Christian colleges, they equip their students with a Christ-like boldness. I don't think people talk about the boldness of Jesus nearly enough. You know, Jesus was bold. Jesus went against the grain. I've had my book banned in school districts. I've been on the top 10 most banned book list since my novel came out. But as a Christian, I have that boldness because of the education and the foundation that I was given at a Christian college. I'm okay with it because my Christian college helped me to understand who I am and what I believe. Nobody can take that from me.